Yo, what's up, guys? So we got some Tekken 8 interview stuff here with Harada, Michael Murray, and IGN again. So yeah, this is the second one, I want to say. Hopefully we get some more information about the game with this and something to look forward to. So let's go ahead and roll it. Yeah, it's 14 minutes long, and I have the captions on for you guys. So let's take a look and see what they have to say.
What's up, everyone? Mitchell Saltzman here, and I am joined by the one and only Katsuhiro Harada and the likewise one and only Michael Murray. And we're, of course, here to talk about Tekken 8. So one of the things that you guys are adding to Tekken 8 that's completely brand new is this heat system. Can you tell me a little bit about what the design goal of the heat system was and how it manifests in the game?
You have to turn it down a little bit.
This is his hands first. It ties into the overall design philosophy first, which I think we touched on is aggressive, right? Because fighting games are unique in that other genres don't have this, but you can guard and have like 0 damage if you're that good at guarding, right? So in order to kind of get around that, it's more about we wanted to kind of entice people to explore the new game system and to be more aggressive and attacking. And the heat system was kind of designed to be one of the strong points of that, and to be so interesting that people want to explore different options and creative ways to use the characters to kind of employ those tactics.
So I got to see a keynote of what your goals were with Tekken 8, and you said one of them was to enhance like the character specialties in the game. Can you talk a little bit about what that means and how the heat system kind of plays into that?
まあ、ヒートシステムっていうキーワードで、新システムですっていうパッケージ。
Yeah, it's quite a focal point for us for making each character more unique as a result of the heat system. So the heat system it's a nice package and a nice ring to it by itself, and it affects the whole game just from as a system standpoint. But what's cool is that how each of these individual characteristics is different depending on the character when they're in the heat state. For example, even King is a character that, although he has his moveset and some new moves added, when he goes into the heat state, he has access to something like the Jaguar Sprint, where he's got the super armor attributes as he's dashing towards the opponent. Though all the other characters have it, no, that's specific to him and makes him unique. But what that does is it kind of fosters that players will have their main character, but then they learn what makes them even cooler this time for Tekken 8. At the same time, they see another character and they think, oh wow, if the heat state makes them be able to do this kind of cool thing, maybe I'll pick them up and try them out. Harada himself even said he wants to maybe switch main characters or pick up someone else. He gave the King example. Myself, I'm a Mishima player, and if you look at Kazuya, who's been showing the trailer, one of the things with the Mishimas that's so satisfying is when you're able to hit the electric. Right?
Wow, that's dope.
God fist, but it's so difficult input for people who aren't really good at the game yet. But in heat state, he has a much easier way to do electrics, and so you can find out why he's such a fun character. So those are just 2 examples, and imagine that across
easier
the
electrics.
So reflecting back on Tekken 7,
man, they are holding people's hands with this game.
That you looked at when you were thinking about Tekken 8 that you wished, I wish we did this in Tekken 7. Like, were there any areas in Tekken 7 that you thought you could do better at that you're now trying to do in Tekken 8?
There's plenty to do better than Tekken 8.
There's lots of ideas. That's a very interesting question, first off, that we haven't.
Other than Tekken 7.
But there's many ideas of the opposite, where during Tekken, for example, 5, he gave the example that maybe the super slow was something that we did in 7, but he originally wanted to do it in 5. But it's very hard to take an idea that you couldn't do at the time because of not enough time or money or tech or whatever, and do it later, because often when you go to the next installment, you have a different fan base, or the times have changed that they want something else, and you have to you're not able to use those ideas that are stock. So it's very difficult in that sense. And this time for Tekken 8, it's more like it has to be better in every aspect than 7, that we have to put every idea that we can that's brand new, rather than something that was in 7 per se. was what he was saying. For me personally, I kind of get what you're saying, and like one example is Tekken 5. The characters, depending on who the pairing is, they have a certain line they speak, and an action, and it changes depending on who they were talking to. And that was something that the fans really loved, and we just weren't able to do in 7. But this time, we put a lot of effort into doing that. And like Harada was saying, I really wanted to make the characters more unique because they have rage or rage drive or systems.
Oh, that's a dope intro.
So this time it was great to actually make them more unique with the heat capabilities and such. I wish we could have done more of that earlier, but this time it's
Paul is always funny.
I actually noticed that while I was playing. I think Lars and Jin have like a little fist bump intro. How many do you have? A lot of those
Wow, that is so dope.
In Tekken 8, or is it just a select few?
Yeah, we have quite a few. You might have seen some today. I think of the characters that you did see. For example, June also comes into it. So when she faces Kaguya, they have.
So Jin and Lars with a fist bump. Isn't Lars like his uncle or something?
Things you might story-wise think, hey, maybe these people.
Yeah, I think he is.
And most often they do.
Another one.
That's really cool. I'm glad they finally added that.
Is this special control scheme? Can you talk a little bit about the impetus of that control scheme and what you're trying to accomplish with it?
僕らは最初から一個決めてたことがあって。
So the special style.
Isn't that crazy though? Like,
is something that when
yeah, this is the new easy controls and everything, but
usually it's geared just.
Yeah, it's not gonna matter too much in.
And it's also something you have
like
to
mid to high levels. It's not gonna matter. But this is great for newcomers. You can get a lot more moves to come out.
About this and how we wanted to change it. It was more about
what? Kazuya has a stump?
It's kind of like a missed
Wait, what?
opportunity if it's just geared towards the beginners, right? If it were something that would benefit intermediate and advanced players, it would be.
I have to find that footage.
So that was what we were designing towards. Was something that everyone can enjoy in different ways, and so in that manner, it's like for newcomers, they can pick it up, turn it on instantaneously by pushing L1, and you can get a feel for the character doing the special moves, etc. with one button. You can even press, just keep pressing the same button to do a combo, just like your action game, like how you would play in other non-fighting action games.
So this is pretty much something that every new fighting game has been having lately, where you can just hit the same button multiple times, get like a target combo. That's exactly what he's talking about.
So it serves its purpose in that manner, but then also for more intermediate players, they already know they have a base of Tekken knowledge.
Of course, it's not optimal, but it's something.
Maybe they want to try out someone else, and rather than watching YouTube videos.
Wow, look at the dirt effects.
Spend a lot of time.
Wow, so he has a stump that's a projectile. Wow.
And then check out the character, and then once they
Devil Kazuya's busted.
in the match, still they can often go to
Wow.
input method if they want. And even maybe more advanced players, there might be an instance where they're playing and then there's a certain moment, like at the end of a combo.
Oh goodness.
They definitely don't.
That low is
make
good.
Mistakes, and they can turn that on and more, effectively do a certain move. So as you can see, it's designed that because it's simultaneous and because of the choice of the moves, that it's something that should benefit all the levels of players.
One of the big things about Tekken 7 was customization of your characters.
Oh, here we go.
There'll be a similar system in Tekken 8 where you can dress up your character as much as you want with the items that you get unlocked.
That's I'm good.
そうですね。カスタマイズは今後も。
So yeah, very interesting question that unfortunately we can't deep dive into at the moment. What we can say is, Tekken has always been known for, even within fighting games, being very a lot of freedom that the players have in customizing their characters. Not just the skin, right? It's like you can change all these different parts in so many different ways. And that was the case for Tekken 7. So obviously we'd want to do even more for Tekken 8. Is all we can say. When the time comes, there's so much stuff we'd love to talk about. But for the time being, that's all we can say.
That's good to hear.
Story,
That's great to hear.
I'm not going to ask you, is this going to be the end of the Mishima arc? But I am going to ask you, you've been thinking about this story for, decades at this point. Have you thought about the end of the story? Like, is that something that you're actively thinking about? Can you even see an end for the story?
それはもともとあって、もうそれで言うと
So Harada was just mentioning that he actually had that kind of overall story arc and the ending plotted out in his head. But that was scheduled to finish 15 years ago. And as you're, creating the game and going along, you get different interesting ideas that you put in that kind of changes it and lengthens it, etc.
Wow.
But this time in particular for Tekken 8, he said he plotted out a storyline overall for 8 in particular. And then the development staff, they add their own twists and ideas to it. So it's actually quite surprising for even Harada, even though he knows the general story line, that, oh wow, this kind of happens. And so since that's the case for him, he's quite confident that most of the players won't be able to foresee what's going to happen, right? So yeah, and then even for me personally, I'm with the development staff after Harada's given the general order. And because everyone's worked on the game so much and they're all Tekken fans as well.
Game looks
like,
incredible.
Hey, this character, this is what the community expects, and they would love if we do this, or on the other hand, they're going to expect this, so let's go this way. And so it is one of the more fun parts of the development is the story and what we want to do with the story arcs.
I dare you. Martial law.
So I noticed that in the trailers you have veteran MMA and pro wrestling commentator or ring announcer Len Hart. Was
She's
that
great.
Like an audition process getting her in there, or was that someone that you specifically reached out to be part of Tekken 8?
あれは指名ですね。ちょっと。
And that's actually someone that we knew because a lot of the team was into the martial arts events, and we actually asked her directly, hey, can you do this? And just to give it that atmosphere and the feel and to boost everyone's excitement, she adds a lot to the character trailers, right?
Wow.
And, maybe a lot of people don't know, she did Anna voice actor too before in the past, right? Yeah. She was the voice actor for Anna before. So, and she's been at our events and she's done some.
Wow, she voice acted Anna? What game?
As well. So it was a logical choice.
Can you talk a little bit about being able to use Unreal Engine 5 as it pertains to Tekken 8? What kind of advancements has it allowed for in the actual combat? And do you see the Unreal Engine 5 being like, a way for fighting games to evolve in the future?
難しいところですね。実は
It's a very interesting question. We could say that for Tekken 7, even we use UE4 first.
Wow, that stage looks
But
great.
even then,
What?
The engine itself was more probably geared towards shooters or games with wide
Pretty
open
dope.
stages. And so fighting games required a whole lot of different things. And so the visual aspect of it was pretty much paired with, was for using UE4. But the actual underlying mechanics that actually made the game run was usually scripting and stuff that we did on our side, and then heavily kind of customizing it to make it fit what we need. The same could be said for UE5, that it's really easy to get that high level of graphics that people expect from this current generation of, they were called next gen, but now they're the current generation of consoles, right? UE5 is really good at letting you do that quickly and to get the look and the feel of a game. But that said, we're still doing most of the scripting and moving, the actual action of the game, and all of those elements are done on our programming and scripting side. So part of the challenge is to take those pretty graphics and kind of marry them with the underlying framework of the game. And so it's hard to say that fighting games will change in such a certain manner because of UE5, because it's more of a shooter-based game, based engine, which we're actually heavily customizing. And it seems like Guilty Gear is probably doing even the same thing on theirs. Not the same as us, but same in that you're taking an engine that's built for probably another genre and kind of bending it to make it fit the one you want to use it for.
Well, that is unfortunately all the time we have. Thank you guys both so much for your time and for the info. And for more Tekken 8, keep it right here on IGN.
Oh, that was actually pretty dope. Wow. But I mean, it's nothing too great from this interview, at least from my understanding, except for like the customization part. That was really, really good. But of course, you know, they kind of touched on the stuff that they touched on the last interview, you know, like the development process and all that stuff. Trying to be different, but not too different, and you know, which direction to take the game and everything without like alienating any fans, you know. So I think they did a great job with Tekken 8. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. How is Tekken 8 looking for you guys so far? I have to really find that footage because yeah, that footage is really, really good. All these like matches and stuff, I'm aware that like some people were able to get their hands on the like beta early, or the alpha, whatever you want to call it. They got it early and were able to play these matches. So they knew Ling's IU was out before you know, before she actually had her own trailer. But yeah, I'm looking forward to like seeing what they do with customization and stuff like that, and like what new levels. Yeah, like right here, this is a new level. It looks really good. I don't know what it's called or anything, but it looks amazing. Some kind of a cave. Looks like the Fakaram stage, but at night or something, or like another part of the Forgotten Realm. I don't know, but yeah, that's really, really cool. Like more stages, see what the customization is. Murray said they're gonna do more than Tekken 7, so I'm hoping we get the Tekken 6 like customization. You know, the individual hair pieces. You know, you can have bangs, you know, left and right or both. You know, more mustaches, goatees, stuff like that. Long hair, more styles in general. Because the Tekken 7 customization was so lackluster. But yeah, this is it was a pretty solid, quick interview with those gentlemen, and yeah, they're basically just letting us know that Tekken 8's gonna be the truth. And I'm looking forward to the console release whenever it comes out. I'm sure next year. But let me know what you guys think about this interview in the comments. As usual, yeah, I'm going to be covering every bit of footage that we see that I can get my hands on. So, yeah, I definitely need to find this footage here, because there's a lot to unfold as far as like balance and stuff like that. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Yeah, hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you at the next video. Peace.